Hello, Lars.
Hello, Lilou.
How are you doing today?
Very, very good. And you, hopefully good also, friends?
Yeah, very excited to interview you, my favorite Danish spiritual teacher. And I'm glad that you write in English. And I'm glad that I speak English because it's not in French yet. It will hopefully very soon, The Light Within a Human Heart.
Yeah.
It arrived, all your books are at such a profound timing. And this one, I mean, how would you put it in few words what the content of this book is? Because to me, it's very much, I feel like it's what you've experienced and you shared with us, and it's revealing some major information and text and practices that enable us to really connect within our human heart, our divine heart, and and really feel guided in those times as well, and know that we are love and we are peace. And how do you summarize this one, Lars, in your own words?
It is about now that all people, especially people who call themselves spiritual, that now we take responsibility for this so-called spirituality and enlightenment, as we are all enlightened, and stop playing around. And do the job, walk the talk.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of people are talking a lot about spirituality, of course, but I think when the day is over, it's what is most important is the experiences that you have yourself, each one of us. Because when we have experiences, we know what we are talking about somehow. Or we are on a path towards, from what I call from the world of questions towards the world of answers.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can ask questions, though, to have answers from you and that we can share this. Oh, my God. I love how right in the beginning you talk about this golden substance that is spreading like wildfire around Earth. And I was immediately intrigued by that. And I thought, wow, how cool this is. And tell us more about this substance.
Yeah, it's a vision I had some time ago about inner meditation, that this golden substance is actually what we could call the Christ consciousness, or so that is spreading, but it comes with a built-in what do you call it? You need that. You cannot just play around with it anymore. Now you must again take responsibility, and it is that we start to connect to it. And we can do that anywhere we go, whoever we are, whatever we have experienced, spiritual or not. It's more about the truth that we are all carrying, the law of light within that we are all carrying, the things that we all know when we take away our, clothes and all the things that we are hiding behind. When it's all gone, we know. And I think that is the thing about this golden substance. It tries to connect to that part in each one of us that knows, that is aware of what is going on and what can be achieved if we take responsibility for the kingdom of heaven that we carry within. So this is very much like, I also had in the vision that there were people who wanted to take advantage of this substance. And it's absolutely that this is people who have no idea what this is all about. So you cannot do that, of course.
But you say it reveals also disharmonic things, so...
It does, yeah. Absolutely.
So that's what's disturbing to us right now. I mean, a lot of us on this journey, I feel like regardless of what the work we've done, I mean, it's kind of shaking us big time still. It's like...
Everything that is going on now, Lilou, I believe will not come to pass in that way. It will not come to happen in how everything is orchestrated. Because there's no room for it. There's no time for it. So this is just a test that we are going through. And all those, as I said, all those who want to see the opportunities, we can sell more tickets by this golden substance, or we can do this or that. they will only be. There was a woman the other day who said to me, one of my pupils, who said, "Yeah, we people, we measure everything only to find out how small we are." And that is actually what will happen if you reach out for the golden substance with that in mind, that you want to exploit it or anything. It cannot be exploited. So forget about it.
Yeah, neither by the dark forces, because there's a real battle there. Huh? We hear of all this battle between the dark forces and the light forces. Is that your feeling about it? We're going a little bit outside of the book, but I think it's important to address.
No, it's also part in the book in its own way, but it will have no play in the end, Absolutely not. I think the next few months or half a year will be maybe tough, but something will happen that will open up, and more people will discover or feel one way or the other this golden substance, and will start to find, oh, the golden substance is in the ether, the etherical, and the etherical is where the Book of Life is, and where the Akashic records also called. That is actually where we get our informations from, and some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please. No, I was gonna ask you to talk about the different heavens, because you speak about those different dimensions, I guess, or planes of consciousness that we can access, or where. So this is the ultimate one. This is the seventh you're talking about, where you get this information from.
It's all way down all the levels. This substance is going to, actually, and that is one thing I need to tell you. No one can start to measure where one level ends and the other begins. It's all within each other, and it's within us, We are already carrying all these different levels, and there's multiple of them. So it doesn't make any sense trying to measure them. In the book, it's done in that extra book that comes with the book, that calls the Book of Asaph, that is within the book. And the information that comes through there is actually coming from the Book of Life. And it's only to try to speak to that side of us humans that want to put everything into boxes. But it can be, of course. But it's so we mentally, on a mental plane or intellectual plane, can understand how things are.
Yeah.
When that is said, and we want to go and have a go on these levels, we need to leave the intellect behind. And that's the hard part, because we are not used to that here in the West. So that is to leave the world of questions when we leave the intellect, and we go for the world of answers. How is that? How does it work? If you go out of your door and you say, should I go to the left or should I go to the right? If you say, yeah, but over there, it's raining over there, and there the sun is shining, I will go for the sun. Why? If it's over there where it's raining, you need to go. So it's another faculty you need to open up towards. And I think the more advanced you are doing spiritual work, you will know, because you will know how to connect to your intuition and to that part of you that is connected directly to the Book of Life. You know the answers, or you will get them if you have eyes to see with and ears to hear with. That is what Christ is talking about.
But it seems like this revelation, and as the book of Asaph was revealing itself to you, you had these moments of, first you traveled to the Holy Land, you had those moments of silence where you were allowing yourself to be embraced by this silence. You were truly walking the talk and going there, and showing up, and even how uncomfortable it was or whatever it would appear, you would continue on this journey. So I guess this is also what I love about this book, is that the example that you give, or how you share your own life experience, and we can see how the difficulties and the shadows, but also the how magical, special the information that is being revealed is.
Yeah, exactly. I believe in experience, that what we experience is what we know something from experience. If we haven't experienced anything, we don't know anything. We can read about it, of course, and somebody can tell us about it, but you cannot go and learn to drive, to ride a bike by reading a book about it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to actually go on the bike and take it from there, in order to learn to ride it.
So for you, what how would you put it in words? What allowed this information to be revealed? I mean, you explained to us, and this is kind of a manual, of course, to access it. But how can you put it in your own words here today? How you were able to do this? How you were able to receive this information and experience it?
This is something that comes, first of all, I had these already when I was a child. I had these openings,
Yeah.
of course, without knowing. But I believe that most children have that without, really knowing. But when I started to work with my teacher, Kalle de Monsgur, the seer, also called, that was part of the training. How to start to trust your intuition, how to trust the information that everybody receives in one way or the other, and to also to how to see what is, take the gold out from the shit, and see this is it, and of course everybody receives information, but we must remember that information have to be filtered through our personalities. So if we haven't done any spiritual work or cleansing, shadow work, it will be contaminated by the shadow within us. And it can be fine, and part of the information is genuine, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not quite what it meant to be, So by being, for example, I discovered for myself, I don't know how it works for others, I can only tell you that I've been working with fasting and prayer for, let's say, a week or something, I'm totally open. Or also if I do it just a few days and really go into and stay centered, then the information comes in like.
It's funny that you talk about this, because actually I fasted for a week, and I had your book it was the book I wanted on this fast. And it's just like I was soaking it in, like really, and how open I do really feel too that fasting is definitely one access to all this.
It is, and it is said also in the New Testament. There is at one point where the disciples come to Jesus and they say, "Master, how come we try to heal people and we cannot do it?" He said, "Sometimes you must fast and pray." And when he himself is called to go to what's his name, Lazarus, to do the healing, he's not going immediately. He's staying 3 days. Why? Because he's fasting. He's preparing himself. And when he gets there, they say, "It's too late, Master. He have already died." No, he says. And he go and open the grave. And now he's so connected that he become one with that man in there, the Lazarus. And we can do exactly the same. We can become one with everyone we meet on all levels. It just takes presence to be there, to allow ourselves to share who we really are in that moment with that other person that we are standing in front of. And that's all it needs. It all it takes is that you become that.
But you're saying, actually, at some point of the book, you're saying until you're aligned with love and peace, don't start to act or talk, find that place before, because otherwise you end up, I mean, that's my interpretation, then you end up doing a lot of traveling for nothing.
No, I think that if you decide to do it, and it can be done. It is because we think that it takes, I need to do this, and I read so many books that in order to do this, I must meditate for a million years, and no, everyone, and that's the most hilarious things, that what we have been running around looking for everywhere, we already are. We just need to get rid of all the noise within us and start to do the work. And no, you're doing this wrong. It's going to be done this way. Bull. You know what you can do, but you need to have that trust in what you do, that you're just doing it because it's natural to you, and this is the way you do it, you know. But we are the ones who are the obstructions between us, ourselves, and what we need.
Though you would agree, and I think you're saying it actually in the book, that the veil is much thinner and at the Holy Land or in some sacred places around the world that we know of.
As for me, I mean, I don't say to people, you must go there. No, I went there because I have a connection to that place. And for me, it's so obvious every time I go there.
Since you're a kid, huh?
Yeah, the veil is really thin there. For other people, it might be different. I don't know. But I think everybody can experience this. This is not something unique to me or other persons. It's just because my path has been very much like being pushed into it, you know, somehow by faith or what do you need. But I have been so, you know, out of it, you know, like other people also, you know, being very slow to understand what is really going on, finding out many years later, oh, that was actually what happened, yeah, you know, but rather late than never.
Yeah.
Know?
But you talk about light beings too a little bit. I found that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
How did they appear? I'm gonna I'm gonna say something else. That in book you speak about in the third heaven.
Yeah.
There is this there's this dimension of angels, light beings. Have you connected from that level? Is that level of consciousness, of awareness that you were in, or how is it possible? You know, that some of us access those light beings and others not, and some are showing up as regular people, and then later on we're thinking, well, that was not a real person, that was not a physical person that showed up. I mean, how?
Yeah, we are connected to that realm all the time through our guardian angel. All of us have a guardian angel. And one of the things how we could start to approach that level of consciousness is to talk and commune with our guardian angel every day, you know, that it's an energy that is always with us. And if we start to commune with it, it'll be so much stronger, and we will have so much more real, genuine information of what we are in our work and so it's like a language we need to rediscover, I would say. Yeah. And everyone can do it.
Yeah.
But most people, they say, oh no, I cannot do that one. You know, we always plant our own wisdom on other people and say, he can do it. Look at her, she's really, no. It's just because we won't take responsibility for it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, but it seems like, as you said, in some places it's easier to connect and be there, and then it feels like right now it's on off, and that's what's really disturbing. It's very like some days are completely off, and I've interviewed some French authors on the dark nights of the soul or dark nights of spirit, where they feel completely lost for a certain amount of time without this connection, and I find that more unsettling than before, because of course we're used to navigate like that, and then all of a sudden so I'm wondering, you know, how to navigate through these times, because it's kind of different than usual than before.
It's a huge challenge right now, and it goes for all of us. I of course have also days where, you know, where I really have to, it's a climb upwards, you know, up the hill, so to speak. But you know, I've come to I have confidence in what we are as human beings, that will prevail, and it will be that comes out in the end as it was supposed to be. And I think we are on our way. We just have to. There's a whole bunch of, and most of them are in politics or big business or whatever. We need to have patience with them and help them the best we can. I think that's what it takes. Nobody comes first here.
Yeah.
Nobody will reach the end before anybody else. We are in the same boat together. It
Yeah.
just happens, Lilou, that in that boat that we are all in, somebody is trying to bore holes in the boat. Others are trying to get water out of the boat. So it's nothing, but we are in it together. And if the boat goes down, we all go down. So before we understand that nobody can say, if I have my own little thing here, fuck the rest. It doesn't work like that. We are in it together. And before we find out, it will be like slowly 2 steps forward, 1 back. But we will get there in the end. I've absolutely no doubt about it.
Mm. And when we're in disresonance with something, or we feel like we're not, because I love what you say when you say our kingdom of heaven within connects with the kingdom of heaven within another. I love all the sentences and how we can experience it and allow ourselves through this book to experience new things and so when I heard that, I tried to, through an argument that I had lived, I'm like, okay, I'm going to reconnect to their kingdom of heaven within too, and just creating that created a shift, of consciousness and of communication.
I think you would also have experienced that you can go into a room, you don't have to say anything, but you are in that. In some days you have this, that your light body is really expanding, and people are somehow sucked into it, and just by being, you make a difference. Other days, of course, it's totally opposite. But if we knew that every time we were opposite and not being in our best charisma, so to speak, because all people have their own kind of charisma, we can actually start to work with it, and rebuild it on days when we don't feel fit, or we don't feel like going out because So it's just remembering who we really are and forget all this shit. I think it would
and seeing that in another too.
Pardon?
And seeing that in the other.
Of course, yes.
Which is the access, really, isn't it?
It is, of course. That's the whole point of it. And when we do that, that's part of that responsibility that we take for it now, because that's how it is.
It's really a portal, isn't it? This open heart, this heart, this heart is the portal, is the access.
Exactly.
Because you had wrote a book years ago. You wrote many books, but one of them was The Hurted Heart.
Yeah, the wisdom of the broken heart.
Of the broken heart, yeah.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that book of how you say this is a gate that opens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how precious it is to have that gate open, but the access to it is dealing with that broken heart.
It is. Really many of us needs to experience something heartbreaking, so to speak, in order to get it. To me, it actually made me start to understand other people's pains, other people's everything they are going through, and so it made me more accessible and more. Yeah, I could communicate on another level much better, and much more without any bull, really.
Vulnerably. In France, there's some books that are coming out about the sacred masculine and the vulnerability as an access, because for man it's not easy sometimes to share those emotions and to share what's really going on, but it's such an access to open heart.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, we're polishing the diamond, basically, aren't we?
Yeah, really. We are in the diamond business.
No, but it's so I don't know. It's really preventing us to experience some multi-dimensionality and connect with and receive information that could be really helpful to us on just a daily day-to-day basis. That if we don't go there, as you said, it's a big void.
It is. So the message there is very simple. Of course, there's many things in the book there is also something that is very dear to me about the sacred feminine, the speech of the female messiah that is also part of the book, and for which I have had a lot of heard a lot of taking a lot of shit from some certain people. But never mind. I really believe, because this is something that had been forgotten, that all the big avatars, male avatars, had female partners who played a very, very important role in their work. So this is also something I think this time is all about, is to recognize that now and to remember it, because or else there will be no way out of it. The feminine, so it's not about the masculine discovering the feminine. It's as much the feminine. The women also discover the sacred feminine within them and within their man, you know. So it's on both levels.
It's on both levels. If the men don't work on their sacred masculine, or if the women doesn't work on that, it goes hand in hand.
It does. It really does.
All of us together. I mean, there's women are so much being put forward with all the stuff that they went through and all this, but I think it's important to recreate the balance and say, listen, man, also it's for man and woman to do this.
Exactly. Of course, history is important, but we should all, whoever we are, remember that it doesn't bring us anywhere to be a victim and to stay in that victim role of the victim.
Yeah.
What has happened have happened, and it have happened for a reason. Now we are here now. We have all this experience and history to see it, but don't hang on to it, because now we are creating the future right now. And that's what's important, you know.
Yeah.
So
and connecting to that cosmic memory, as you said, within us, within ourselves.
Yeah.
We have all the answers. Well, thank you so much, Lars.
Yeah, thank you, Lilou.
I look forward to having another conversation another time with you.
Yeah, it's always interesting to talk with you about it. You have very good questions also. So thank you very much, Lilou.
Thank you. You're welcome. I have so many more, but I think the best is to just read this book, because there's so much information. It's so deep and profound, and obviously it can't be replaced by this interview at all. I just love it is really intense. I love how I had this little. I must just show you this. I had this little within the book. There was this star.
Oh.
That I found in the book. So I paid particular attention to the text that was written, because I thought, how did it landed here? You know? I'm like, okay, what's underneath it?
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon, Lars.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lilou. Take care.
Blessings.
Yeah, bye-bye, Mike.